Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sporty Drive. Today I'm reviewing a car you haven't seen before, and it's this, the Dongfeng Mhero1. At this point, a massive thank you to the company that provided this, China Motor Company in Bulgaria, which is the main importer of those crazy machines and other Dongfeng models. I'll put a link into the description, make sure to check them out. I think we should start with the Dongfeng Mhero. All right, friends, there is a lot to talk about. I went into the detail to compare it to one of the greatest SUVs that have ever been created, right? The G-Class. Let's see how this scores against it, and let's see what the Mhero is about. Now, first impression, have a look at it. Let's be honest here. This car has only one purpose. It's an apocalyptic surviving machine, right? It is made for you to go off-road in the most unholy places. Look at the way the front is designed, for example. I mean, come on, in all honesty, it is made to go off-road. You can approach hills, rocks, whatever, at a 37-degree angle here. And then when we come to the side to see how massive it is, I mean, it stands here with 3.5 tons, right? But that has a reason. It has 4 engines, one engine for every single wheel there is, and it gives us a power output of 1,088 horsepower and 1,400 Newton meters of torque. And this thing will accelerate from 0 to 100 in 4.2 seconds, believe it or not. They are claiming a top speed of 180 kph, but I was driving 205 kph a couple of hours ago, so explain that to me. Now, coming to the back, the car might seem massive, but it's actually not much longer than other SUVs. It's a 5 meters and 5 long with the extended pack here. Otherwise, it's 4 meters and 90. So that is pretty okay. As in terms of width, it has 2 meters of width, and it has an actual practical boot. Look at that. 450 liters as it is, and obviously you can put the seats down and you'll get a little more. Now we're coming to the fancy part. Why do I claim that this car is better than a G-Class in off-road drive? Am I crazy? No. Let's think about it. First of all, it can approach angles of 37 degrees. We have discussed this before. Second thing is, the car has a ground clearance of 33 centimeters, which is 10 centimeters more than the G-Class has. It can wade through deep waters of 920 millimeters. That's insane. Would it surprise you if I told you that this car has a turning ratio that is better than a Smart 4.2? Because have a look at the wheels. Front wheels, obviously, very good, but have a look at the rear wheels. It is going at almost 11 degrees of an angle, making this car turn around in 5.1 meter radius. That's absolutely crazy. A Smart has 6.5. Now we're coming to the luxury part. The car is very high off the ground, right? So it's a little bit difficult for people to get in. Have a look. Let's go in. All right, friends, we are in the interior, and now it might get nerdy. To me, this car is like a luxury military vehicle, and it's really resembling that in the interior. Now, first of all, what you notice is you have leather all around, and this is actual leather. It's Nappa leather, used for the armrest, used for the seats, used for this part where the gear lever is, obviously for the steering wheel, the dashboard, and so on. So that is a good thing. We have an Alcantara roof liner, which is also pretty nice. And we have, of course, the handles if you're going off-road and need to hold yourself tight into the seat right here. Now, here is where it gets fancy and why I say this is a resemblance of a military vehicle. Let me show you. Now, let's talk about the driver's view. The design to me looks a little bit copied from a Land Rover Range Rover Sport, for example. The steering wheel is kind of similar. The placement of the buttons and so on is similar. This part is a Porsche Cayenne to me. I mean, the screen, that third screen here for the passenger, this is a little bit of a Porsche Cayenne. Now in the middle, this reminds me of Audis from the old days. So they are taking the combination of the most buyed SUVs and cars that people really love. Now, this part here is literally, it's exactly like a Range Rover is. But here comes the fancy part. When we open the door, you'll notice, look at that door handle. It looks like a Desert Eagle. And when I close it, have a listen. It gives us gunshots in the interior. Listen. You have cameras even in the interior. You have a head-up display. and obviously so much fancy tech that I will show you right now. Now, here is the thing. We start with the steering wheel. What can you do here? Basically, you can adjust the steering wheel up and down electrically, right? Start the car up here and change driving modes. You get a standard driving mode, comfy driving mode, and so on. This is the ride, right? You're not entering off-road driving modes. This is your comfortable driving modes. You can adjust them on the steering wheel. And obviously, you can adjust what you want to see on the speedometer and so on, the reach and so on. Now, here comes the fancy thing. When you go over to this portion, have a look at that. If I change gears, it's like I'm playing Russian roulette. Look at that. Let's go reverse, neutral, drive. I have never seen this before in a car in my entire life. Now let's go to the middle part here. This is to raise the car up and down. We were at the lowest position, so now we're going to go to the highest position, which is 33.6 centimeters. Then we have obviously the driving modes for your off-road capability. We have snow, we have mud, we have sand, rock and weight. Funny thing is, to every single one of them, it gives an animation. Have a listen to sand. It's a little bit Arabic sound, right? Like you are driving in Dubai, so that is fancy. Now, cameras all around the car, just as I said, forward, backward, sideways, 2D, 3D. You can even look underneath the car. If you press it 3D and press the transparent chassis, it will go through. It has cameras underneath the car. Bonkers. However, what I don't like is I feel like this is a little bit complicated to me, right? It doesn't have a navigation system. You can connect the Apple CarPlay, but that's about it. If you go to apps, you'll see there is not a lot of things you can do. You can film the road, for example, if you want to do that. Memorize it on a stick, but this is pretty much everything you can do. You have a scene mode where you can do some stuff, right? Car wash mode and so on, parking security to film the car all around if anybody wants to break in. So that is fancy. But then there are also some things that feel a little bit misplaced. For example, this here is not to open this part. It's actually your handbrake. So that is a little bit strangely placed. Now, storage compartment, as much as you want. You can charge your phone. Here you even have a 60-watt charger, USB-C here, which is charging the phone crazy. And then obviously storage compartment here. And when you move that part back and forward, you even get more storage compartment. So front row, very, very cool. Now in the back row, we have a terrible seat position, but not for long, because you just press this button and then you lay a little bit, lay low a little bit, enjoy. Now, let's talk about the rear, because there's a lot to talk about again. Here we have a little table, right? Very cool. Second thing that we have is this, and it's the armrest. Now, integrated into this armrest are two things. One is this cup holder here, which is very normal, right? But the second thing is very interesting, and it's this screen. You can adjust every single thing with this screen. You can go change the AC, change the media you want to listen to. You can change the ambiental light from behind. You can open the sunroof and close it. You have some other settings, but the best thing about it is the following. When you go to seat settings, you'll notice one thing. They are cooled. They are heated. Not just the front row, but even the back row has massaging seats. So I just go here and I press level 3 for maximum massage, and then I press on extend. This is the one I want. Let me show you another thing. The only strange thing that I see here is that it has some fruity names. I mean, look at that. What's that? Cat, wavy, waist, single, snacky. What the fuck? Does that sound like a massage? To me, that sounds like one with a little bit extra spice, if you know what I mean. Now, the only thing left to do is to take it for a drive. And that's what we're going to do now, friends. So let's hop in and let's take this Mhero1 for a spin. You know that fancy thing that the G-Class does right when it stays put and then it can turn around its own axle? The problem with that is that it's going to break the tires. This is too, but it's much more fun. Just drift a little bit. Oh shit. 1,400 Newton meters of torque. Look at that. Holy crap, what's going on? If a G-Class can do it, I can do too. Crab mode is the strangest thing I have experienced with a car. Have a look at that. Let's turn to 10 degrees, right? Look at that. Look how it's going. It's just going sideways. Very strange. It's staying kind of put, but going sideways. Same thing here. And you can even drive reverse like that. Look at that. Press crab mode once again. Have a look. It's a very strange feeling, I can tell you that. Feels very strange to do that. Now I want to mention two things that are very important. One, since this car is electric, we need to talk about the electric drivetrain and obviously the battery. The battery has 150 kilowatt hours of battery capacity, which is massive. Now the drawback is it has only 100 kilowatt hours of charging capacity, so it will take you a long time. Now if you want to charge it from 30 to 80%, you will have to spend almost 45 minutes to do that, which is a little bit of a drawback because today there's other cars that are doing 250 kilowatt hours of charging capacity. Positive thing is though, they will bring out a range extender for off-road capability. So you can fill that up obviously and drive with the range extender. Since it's being sold by the Chinese motor company in Bulgaria, there is one thing that we need to talk about. Where can you buy this car? First of all, you can buy it in Bulgaria, obviously everywhere where Dongfeng is. And they're opening multiple dealerships in Serbia, so you can buy it either in Bulgaria or Serbia currently. Expanding. All right, friends, we are on a mountain bit with the Mhero, and you know, I would drive like crazy around those corners, right? But with the Mhero, I can tell you, you should take it a little bit slowly because the only excitement you'll get around corners is the braking point and how it tilts, okay? It isn't a sporty car, and it can't be because it has 3.5 tons base weight, right? That's absolutely insane. If you get 2 or 3 people in, you're looking at 4 tons. How is the pull? You would assume 1,080 horsepower would really be terribly fast, but have a look. That's 80. It's not really a fast car, okay? I know 1,400 Newton meters, 1,088 horsepower, they sound crazy, but the weight is slowing it down. And also it squats really down when you accelerate, so that's why it takes a little bit of power away. ESP is controlling all the wheels, so it's not a sporty car. Don't think you could drive any sporty with it, okay? So if you're planning on using this as a getaway car from some crazy shit, I wouldn't take this one, okay? I would take something that's a little bit more sporty. Okay, let's try to accelerate one more time in sports mode. Have a look. I turned the ESP off. That's 100. Yeah, it's a heavy car. Let's see. Straight road. 120. Yeah, that's as far as I will take it here on this mountain road, because you can tell off-road terrain tires are not made for launching a car. Obviously we gotta test whether we can drift this thing, right? So I turned the ESP off here, and normally I would go into snow mode, but the car wants me, if I go into snow mode, it wants the full traction. So I decided I'll go into mud mode, right? Because mud mode should allow us a little bit of, yeah, slippery style driving. So let's see. Okay, it goes over all 4 wheels, that's the thing. But let's see whether we can do a single drift here, a good amount of drifting. Okay, I'm trying, but nope. Yeah, it's a traction monster, right? Let's see, maybe I can do it that way. I just throw it into the corner a little bit on the brakes and then try to drift it. No chance whatsoever. That's crazy. No chance. No chance. It won't oversteer. It's just controlling to go forward. That's crazy. Wow. Let's try it that way. Now we're drifting a little bit. It's unbelievable, man. 3.5 tons. Roads like this. Have a look. Now we're drifting. Yes, sir! And over the top here. Oh, God! I bet you wouldn't have the balls to do that to a $160,000 car. I do. As you can see, no problem for this Mhero. Holy shit. You know, with an approach angle from 37 degrees on pretty much everything, front, back, sideways, this is absolutely insane. And it can also go, look at that. It can also wade through water that is 900 millimeters. You get that? That's crazy. A G-Class can do 70 centimeters, so 700 millimeters. This just goes through everything, through mud, through snow, through everything, sand, no matter what. And we can even put it higher than it is right now. Have a look at that. But then we can only do 30 kph max, but it basically, it can fight through everything. The only problem that this car has is it's very heavy, so braking with 3.5 tons is a little bit of an issue, but have a look at that. Okay, let me just launch this. Pow! No stopping it. Oh my God. I'm trying to brake, but this is everything it can do. I think we were a little bit too fast. Let's see. Let's go through here. That's crazy. We have some water parts. Look at that. I can't believe they're allowing us to do this with a car that is 160,000, 150,000 as a base price. God damn it. But it literally goes through everything. That's some crazy shit. That's really some crazy stuff. That's 70, bro. One jump. You know, the interesting thing is, it scans the road, does 500 adjustments per minute, so it basically can go through everything. It's really impressive how this car goes through mud here. It's crazy. Oh shit! Look what we have done to it. Oh my God. Oh my God. You know, it has a ground clearance of almost 35 centimeters, but this is terrible. Shit, I have to clean my shoes. Oh my God. What's my conclusion on the Mhero1? I will be honest with you guys. I think it's a very interesting car for somebody that wants an off-road machine that nobody has ever seen before. It goes off-road like absolutely crazy. That mud part was unbelievable. It has traction everywhere, no matter where you're going. Part of it because we have off-road tires, right? It is a fancy machine. Now, I will say this. It is very expensive, 165,000 euros, and it's a Chinese car, right? That's a problem. That's a problem for a lot of people because all of you would think about one thing. Should I buy a G-Class? Should I buy this? Should I buy a Bentley? But I can tell you one thing. If you want to go off-road with a car, I have not experienced anything better than the Mhero. And it gives you the luxury. So that's my take on it. Thank you very much for watching. God bless you and see you on the next one. Goodbye.